G'day, welcome to Board Game Backers, brought to you by Liberty Guild Gaming. Today we are playing a solo game of Harmonies. The rules are fairly straightforward, similar to that of the multiplayer, other than that we are using this is for the multiplayer, and we're using the solo player here. So all we're doing here is we're filling up these 3 pods here. We choose one and then we can remove the others at the end of each round. And we only get to choose 3 habitats rather than 4. Other than that, everything else is the same in the game. So let's populate our 3 pods over here. And 3 more. There we go, excellent. So, looking at the board over here and seeing what options we've got. There's no mountains here, so I might ignore the mountain one over here. We do have some trees, which we could potentially use. And we also got no daisies, but we do have some plants over here. We do have some buildings, so we could work with some of this, maybe. So, to keep our options open, why don't we, and these 2 are pretty much the same, so I'm going to grab these 2. I'm going to grab these actually, I'm going to go off script potentially. I'll grab these 2. I'm going to put these 2 here. Like so. And this mountain, lowly little mountain, it's a bit risky. What I've done is a little bit risky, probably not ideal considering the situation. So, but I'm going to grab this one since that's just kind of what I'm working towards, and hopefully we'll get something. There we go, we've got a mountain. Nice. Quite a lowly one actually, you've got to do quite a few of them. Let's see what the pods placements are and see if we can work with that. Otherwise I'll get it removed. Here we go. Excellent. So we're working towards that one. So ideally we've got no daisies. So that's not going to be helpful for us. However, we can start our sort of chain of events. So if I put this one here, for example, I might start putting some daisies across here and sort of building upwards. So, and it's always good to have some water, and it's also kind of risky because I've got nothing here to help me with water. So, considering I only have some daisies here, I am probably going to do some water here. See what eventuates. Filling up the corners isn't always the best thing, and I'm also going to get rid of this one here. Let's see what we get. Oh, we got some mountains. Excellent. With some water. Okay, that is kind of helpful, except they are kind of separate. So maybe somehow I could potentially sort of link these up somehow. We'll see what eventuates, shall we? Okay, we've got to keep the mountains together in a cluster in order for it to work. So, here we go. 3 more. Got some nice daisies. Some mountains. Cool, there we go, and we are working towards something like this. So we need some daisies, so over here, and we do need some mountains. So we'll grab this one over here, so get that one started. We'll grab the water here. Not sure how this is going to work out. So at least that way it's a start. Excellent, and now we are going to get rid of these, and clearly I'm going to try to work for this one. So that one there, get a new one out on the board. Trees and daisies. There we go. And just keep in mind that these ones up here, we do need to put some of our gems on there. We can keep track of the scoring. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we've got some mountains, we've got some daisies, so that's nice. And so let's do that. I'm gonna grab this one. And right off the bat, we'll complete this here. Thank you. And grab this one, put this one over here to complete this mountain here. And I've got this lowly little green one. Is it going to help me at all? Potentially, if we go for something like this, but it's kind of dangerous when you try to avoid getting the same rivers. We do have this one. So, and we do have some nice little daisies over here. And I like to build higher if I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully we can. We may not have enough. So that means I will go. And yeah, but we're going to take a risk on this one. We are. So let's refill that back up. Let's put these out here, like so. And I've got one little lily left, and which is going to be helpful. So I am going to go and put it over here for the time being, because we could still do that one if we need to. It's not ideal. Now we'll move it across. Not doing so well here, meeting my criteria here, but hopefully we'll get a few good ones and we can start building. Not helpful, that one. Oh. And that one. Okay. Well, we'll go with these. We do need to build something. So I'm going to put these here, like so, and this one here. I am going to hopefully get some water. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 8. There we go. Now we hopefully get a bit of a daisy chain over here, maybe. Potentially, not sure. But then again, we could start going over here. We'll do that. That way it keeps this one option open if need be, if that one's not going to be of any help to me. Get rid of these. And because I didn't grab one this round, I'm going to replace this and put a new one out. So, building in a tree. Okay. We could potentially work with that. There we go. Excellent. We've got some water, which is fantastic. We do need some of that. Not so much on the plants just yet, but we could build another tree. Actually, we could complete this one. Go boom, boom, and then daisy. But these waters here, it's hard to miss on this water. So I am going to grab these two just to complete this here. That's could be worth a bit. And considering we're working on daisies, we've got one here. We can probably do 2 daisies here if need be. Oh, we're gonna get one here. You know what? I am gonna go here. Now we also want to keep our mountains together. And there we go. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Hmm. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We are, because we could potentially complete this one. If need be, if there's things that aren't going to work out for us. Daisy, daisy. You know what? I am going to go here. Boom. And then if I happen to get here, so if I go here and get a green one there, I get to place one there, don't I? It's worth 5 points. So, no, let's not confuse things. Now, there's a lot of moving parts in this game. I also want to keep these games relatively short, sort of make faster decisions. So that's awesome. That's a lot of water, and that's water and building. Okay, so let's go these, and I will put you here, and I will put you here, and I've got one building over here, so Not sure if that is ideal. Yeah, I've got two conflicting goals here. I do. I'm gonna keep my buildings together. That way I still got some options here to do that. And then push those aside. I didn't select one this turn around. Do I want to get rid of any of these? Not just yet. It's kind of tricky. I'm gonna keep my options open just in case a couple of cool things happen to come out. That's helpful. Good for me to get any more habitat cards, so I do need to start completing them. And a water and a daisy. Mountain, nice. There we go, and a daisy. Okay. This is the best thing to do. I'm going to grab these since mountains are worth a bit. So I'm going to go here and put that here, which then completes this one for me. There we go. And this one we go. Oh no, okay, small buildings. I do need to complete 2 more of those. Water, nice. There we go, okay. Okay, we do have some nice options here. Okay, I don't think I'm going to meet that criteria too good. We do have some options over here though, potentially. If I start building upwards. So, just to keep this game kind of moving a bit faster, I'm going to grab these 2. Ooh, not those 2. Yes, those 2. I think that is the best bet. Not those 2, these ones. Because I can at least use these, because I can actually build the building up here. I can use my water here and use my daisy here, and I've completed that one there. There we go, excellent. And I do want to get rid of one of these. That's those. I don't think I'm likely to meet that. I need to put 2 trees here in order to get 1, and then 2 trees here in order to get, and they go, yeah, that's not going to work. So let's replace this one. So we've got some more options on the board. Oh, that's not helpful. Because all our mountains are 3 high. There we go. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so what are we going to do? Almost tempted to get that one. We could potentially actually make it. If I grab these, I'm going to put a water here. If I do that, then it kind of hurts me here, but I could go that way. So, no biggie. I am now going to put one here, and can I use this at all anywhere? For building even? I'm gonna put you here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, plus 4. So, cool. I think I've maxed out there, so I'll stop using them. There we go. Cool. That's no good to me, because I'm going too high with my mountains. There we go. Oh, the game has ended just now. So the game ends when either you run out of these or there is 2 left on the board. So I am going to fix that because I want to keep playing. Do something like that. I don't get caught by surprise. There we go. There you go. So this is my last turn, potentially, if I don't keep building upwards. We do have a rock, which is nice. So I'm going to grab that one. And I do have one of these. So let's do this. Let's see what happens. So if I do this, boom, that is completed. There. And trees are worth a bit. So I could do something here. Could get myself a few points by using that one. So I am not really much going on here. I'm trying to max out what I can do. And 1, 2, 3. So this makes sense to put that there. And unfortunately, I am just left with this one. So I'll put you here. I will grab this one and fill that up. And since I've got here already completed, so I might as well just put that there. There we go. Excellent, so that is a game. So the quick part of the scoring is fairly straightforward. So, give me a moment, I'll quickly grab a pen. Okay, let's see how well we did, shall we? So starting with the trees, we get 1 point here, we got a 2 here, that's 4, plus this one makes 7, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And going on the mountains here, we've got 3 mountains next to each other in a cluster, so that makes 21. Daisies, we've got 2 sets of daisies, so that's 5 each, so that makes 10. We got buildings, but do they are they surrounded by at least 3? 1, 2, 3, yes. 1, 2, 3, yes. So 2 of them. And 1, 2, and 3. So all of them are surrounded. So that makes 15. Because you can actually count themselves. And water, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's here. That's 15 plus 4. So it's 19 here. In terms of goals, I didn't do very well here. So 3. The white one here is for when you play the next variant, which is like the spirit variant. We have 10 here, we've got 10 here, and none there. So adding these all up really quickly, that's 10, 20, 23. Here we got 21, 31, 42, 42, 52, 57, 67, plus 9 makes 76. 1, 2, 5, hopefully that's right. Let's go 20, 35, 45, 55, 65, 66, 76, 78, minus 1, 70, yeah. Cool, 76 plus 23, so that's 9, and that is 9. Actually, that's not too bad. Actually, I'm actually quite happy with that. Let's see how well we did on this tar chart. So over here, we've got 99, so I've got 3 sunshines. I've played on the A side, which gives me an additional 1 more, that's 4. And I didn't play with any spirit cards, that gives me an additional 6 sunshines. So my total score is 6 sunshines. Nice. And looking at the possibility over here, and this one actually earned 7. So I'm only 1 shy of the example that's in the rulebook. So I'm probably being a bit too harsh on myself, considering we do have some nice daisies, we've got some trees over here, we've met the building criteria plus the mountains. So I hope you found this somewhat useful, and maybe you can, any rules gooses, let me know in the comments. And hey, there's always a better way of playing. So if you got some tips for me, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much. And this has been Liberty Guild, of our board game backers, brought to you by Liberty Guild Gaming. Thank you, and keep on gaming. Bye.